I need help with my son. I need people to learn to cue. I need people to be willing to learn to cue because they just want to put him in a box, either sign language or mental. And you do get gaslit, so you do become a little mental. I wish he had teachers who cued. I wish he had a teacher's aide assigned to him to make sure he heard what was instructed. I wish he had peers who were willing to learn to cue without me paying $400 for that. And it's not consistent. It's just to know the system, the modality. And I know it's not a language, but it is the answer, and it is a useful tool. I wish he had a speech language pathologist who was willing to use cued speech with him, voiced cued speech like I'm doing. Being raised in Christian Science, I had many, many healings, and I think there are some people who are like, just ignore it and it will heal on its own. Or Christ or God talks to him in a still small voice. Well, maybe that's not just a whisper. Maybe that's a cue or a sign. And there is nothing wrong with using your hands to speak. But there is a formal way to communicate with my son. And just because he's in the room, I am entitled to cue to anyone in the room because he has the right to know I'm talking to them. He was kicked out of Sunday school because they could not control his running the room out of control. And who's to say whose job that is? Well, is it the parents' job? The burden was shifted onto me, and I had to teach him myself that God is love, and I know that while they learned the modality, it doesn't mean they cared to deliver the message of healing to him. So I have to work on that myself with him. How is he supposed to have a relationship with our pastor or hear any pastor for inspiration and uplift for healing thought? I think if the churches embraced cued speech, not just sign language, they would open up their doors to more people. Otherwise, they seem like hypocrites to me. I know I can be hypocritical at times, but I know I envision it being built. How do we go from here? Well, take a class. There are Facebook groups. There are old-fashioned videos. Practice in the mirror. Care about one child. If I can do it, so can you. Use it every day. Talk and cue to yourself. Why not? Lip reading is not enough. Sure, some are more talented than others, but it is not for everyone. You need the cues with the lips, the cues of the hand shapes and the placements around the mouth and the lip movement in order to know how and what someone is saying. Do you hear the drops on my van? Boink, boink, boink. Drop, drop, drop. I just want to thank you for listening, if you are, because I feel like I'm talking into a void. It's really sad. Sure, there are plenty of other problems in the world, but there are solutions. We are just not using them because they're too hard, or it's not used in my county, so I don't need to learn it. If you are in deaf ed, that is my opposition, I hear. Really, all of us are special ed because we have had decades of mistreated and uneducated appropriately children. So there will be more problems because the system hasn't changed to incorporate the basics of learning phonetic language. And cued speech is the answer, but so many people feel offended by it. I knew I needed something in the middle of signing. I tried signing. It was not enough. I needed more words than just stop. And I needed them now. So you can take 12 hours of your day, of your life, to learn cued speech and use the rest of your life to practice it. It would help heal the world. For those who can use it, yeah. I'm not saying everyone must use it. But it should be more known and an option, more widely used. And not made fun of. Or, we don't do that here. Or, that ain't gonna happen. I know people care more about the blind than the deaf, than the ADHD, than the tactile, than the other disabilities. But really, we are all disabled when we don't help each other. I'm sick of the law not being upheld. I know my son is smart. I know all have intelligence. He's getting by on his own, not because of you, but because of him. Sad, huh? I can't do it over, but I can go from here. I have to. It would be my call to action for someone to really care and start cueing and voicing themselves and use their platforms for cueing. Raise awareness. And of course, there's the disability of autism. But worse, there is audism. Just like racism. More people care about what you see rather than what you hear. More people care about skin color than hearing in color. Hearing in words. Hearing in signs. And he needs cued language. Transliterators. So they distracted by making it a transgender issue. So the CLTs, just like sign language interpreters, their consumers have to go to the bathroom, right? Well, yes, we need them to have their private time. But with the transgender thing, they deflected about the bathrooms. Just hire and train both genders to cue so that if they need to go into the bathroom for access to hear someone talk to them, then you are there. Duh. A mother's fear. A mother's fear is that her baby will be raped. I sure hope mine will not be. he has been susceptible to things online that I didn't know about. His innocence has been robbed. And I thought more CLTs online would bring about more awareness. Instead, it just brings about more laziness and less people learning how to cue. So I have done all that I can as a mom to bring attention to this matter to all levels of administration and government and law and branches of law. So what? No one has said, "Oh, sign me up. I want to learn to cue." Or "I want to learn cue." There are some people who debate over how it should be called. It's cued speech or cued American English or cued French or cued Spanish, cued popular, traditionally spoken languages. But at this rate, my son would need a transliterator even to know sign language. And I don't want him dumped in that category just 'cause he's deaf. And the deaf, they should know when they are born, they have choices, not throwing them away. We need more humans to help the already existing humans. No one is perfect, and AI and robots cannot cue. They can't read the room. They can't give access to a peer talking spontaneously, asking clarifying instruction questions. They know this. And the AI is only good as the good information you put in it. So if you put bad, evil into it, that's what you're gonna get. And if the AI comes up with its own language, guess what? Cued speech is there to make sense of it. I'm just so shocked at maybe I was sheltered in school, in my public elementary school, but this is ridiculous. I thought we were more than this. Like, what can we not do? We have our rights, right? Or not? Apparently. I was the quiet kid. I didn't trust people. I still don't. I don't know how to ask for help sometimes. But I'm asking for you now. I think I started a Give a Hand or GoFundMe or something. But I quit my job because for many reasons, but one mainly is that I was not winning services for him. And when I was working, they were bugging me at work with meetings and more this and that. I've had to take off work because not that I don't want to work, it's just I'm a different person at work when all of this is going on. And they're like, oh, just teach him sign language or just let him be in that category. No. That's not how I was raised in Christian Science. Everyone has intelligence. They are not finding the child and meeting the child where the children are at, or where the child is at. And we all defend them. Oh, they're doing their best. No, they're not. And I think there's collusion all the way up the chain. Call me conspiracy theory or whatever silly name. But it seems obvious to me that something has got to give. So I have started with the burden of, and I don't know why all the other cued speech families don't file a class action lawsuit for having these family burdens or for carpal tunnel issues or whatever. But if we had more people learn to cue from a young age, then we wouldn't have these civil rights violations and the schools getting away with murder of depriving these children of language acquisition and intelligence. Instead, it just remains a family burden. And even within my family, nope, there is denial and no support. Oh, it's at the very local level. Oh, it's someone of a significant other. No, it's the public entity's responsibility. So, where is the public help? Where? Why isn't it taking over? Why aren't you teaching the hearing kids how to cue too, so the deaf kids can learn? There's no sign language for the Bible or the science and health, so duh. How can he read it and understand it? I know we struggle to read to understand. And we are hearing people. So deaf people have no chance. They're just grouped in a mental facility or less than job, or some make their way, but not my son. Maybe it's on me personally. Maybe people don't like me. Okay, but don't take it out on my son. He's the better version of me. But if you don't take the time to make sure he heard what you said, why speak? He has hearing aid, but that is not perfect. It's not like glasses 2020. I'm really baffled. We put others with problems away like they are the burden, and we don't teach them correctly. Poor future generations. Sad. I know we could rebuild. Let's rebuild with queuing, cued speech, cued American English, cued Spanish, cued French, cued whatever language for access. I get tired of queuing too, so I need a break. I'm going to go make breakfast now. Love to all. I am praying for all of us.